So welcome to this practice of Yoga Nidra. Be as comfortable as you can possibly be. So let's approach this practice with time. There's plenty of time. And use that time to make yourself comfortable, feel relaxed, feel supported, gather around you all the things that you need, wear your comfiest clothes, perhaps have a blanket underneath you if you're lying on the floor, surround yourself with cushions, as many things as you can gather to make yourself feel as held and supported as you can be. You might want to have a bolster under your knees to help release your lower back. And if you prefer to lie on your side, then that's absolutely fine too. You can lie on your side. If you have an eye pillow, you could put that eye pillow over your eyes. And then just make the movements you need to make to be even more comfortable. So perhaps a little wriggle of the hips or the feet. Maybe a shuffle of the shoulders or a turning of the head. Allow the body to begin to mould itself to the ground beneath you. And at the same time, the ground begins to mould itself to the body. So there's a type of merging between the body and the ground. And then just let the body drop as if you're falling into the arms of Mother Earth, meeting and being met by the earth beneath you, this vibrant organic substance of the ground which gives us life. And just allow yourself to rest back into this embrace from the ground beneath you, from the air that surrounds you, and softening into it. You no longer need to hold yourself up. We can spend all the rest of our time doing that, and we have to. But in this practice, you don't have to hold yourself up. You can just let yourself go. There's no work to be done here. Allow yourself now to unravel a little bit. Letting the weight of the head drop into the ground beneath you so that the neck muscles can begin to relax well. Relinquish the weight of the shoulders into the ground, the ribs. Drop the weight of the pelvis into the earth beneath you. And let the weight of the legs drop away from the body. You don't need to hold yourself together anymore. Soften your skin. So there's a sense of the skin draping over the body. Let the internal organs soften, become more spacious. Have room to breathe. So there's a softening of the inner body. And begin to welcome in your breath. And through the breath, sort of tuning into the fluid element of yourself. The breath moves like a wave through the body. It ebbs and flows. And the breath is in many ways like water. It travels wherever it can. Wherever there's room for the breath will flow there. And the breath can teach us to become more fluid in our physical body. The body changing shape with every breath and making way. So softening and welcoming the breath, making yourself fluid as if the whole body were breathing. As if the whole body experience this tide of the breath that washes through you effortlessly. You don't have to try to do this. You can just simply observe it happening. Allow the breath to flow in its natural rhythm. There's a natural pulse to the breath. And this is happening already. You don't have to make it happen. Allow yourself to be lulled by this natural pulse of the breath. Allow yourself to be rocked by the breath, a little bit like a child being rocked by its mother. And now notice how the body feels today, what's here. Notice all the bits that feel good, all the bits that feel spacious, the bits that feel vibrant and free. And now notice the bits that feel a bit cranky, a bit tight, maybe sore. And welcome in those bits too. And if there are any parts of you that are resisting attention, that you feel as though you're holding away from your experience, then how about just leaning into those bits with great compassion and kindness? Begin to lean into those bits with your breath. Imagine breathing some space around any parts of the body that feel challenging. Leaning towards them like a friend, leaning towards a friend to offer support. And if it feels like too much, then just gently draw away. And notice any parts of you that are resisting your breath. Challenging feelings can often get caught up in the breath. The breath can hold on to feelings so that challenging experiences affect the breath cycle. So feeling into the inner body and where the breath is moving, and notice any areas that are resisting the breath. Maybe around the chest, maybe the spaces in between the ribs, maybe a holding in the belly, or around the diaphragm, around the mid-torso. Everybody will experience this differently. And you may not have any resistance to the breath at all. Simply just feel into it and see where feels safe to let go of. As you shine the light of your awareness onto any stuck bits, any tight bits, any resistance, can it begin to soften? And if there are parts of you that remain resistant, then send an even greater compassion into those bits. And now bring your awareness to rest at the place just behind your breastbone, as if inhabiting this place just behind the breastbone. And in this place just behind your breastbone, find a feeling of tenderness. Is there a feeling of tenderness there? Or can you imagine a feeling of tenderness? A feeling of kindness, a sweetness, a gentleness. And if there isn't one there for you today, then breathe one in from the air around you. Just imagination. Fill that space behind the breastbone with tenderness, kindness, compassion. So touching this place just behind the breastbone with your kindness, your compassion and your warmth, and imagining a feeling of warmth growing in that space, the space that we call the heart space in yoga, the Anahata chakra. And then let's move the awareness to the right hand thumb and just very lightly touch the right hand thumb with that feeling of compassion, of warmth, imagining it spreading into the very tip of the right hand thumb. And then touching the tip of the second finger with your compassionate awareness. And then the third finger. And then the fourth finger. The fifth finger. The palm of the hand, spreading that warmth and tenderness into the back of the hand. And then into the wrist. The forearm. The elbow. The upper arm, the right shoulder, spreading warmth and compassion into the armpit and the chest and the right ribs and into the waist, the right hip, buttock, thigh, the knee and the lower leg. Compassionate warmth flowing into the right ankle and heel, the sole of the foot, the top of the foot, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and the fifth toe. And then moving over to the left side, and into the left hand thumb, spreading warmth, compassion and kindness through the left thumb, and then the second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and then the fifth finger, the palm of the hand, the back of the hand, the wrist, and into the forearm, elbow, upper arm, the left shoulder and armpit, the left chest, ribs, waist, hip, buttock, thigh, spreading warmth and compassion into the knee and the lower leg, the ankle, the heel, the sole of the foot, the top of the foot, the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and the fifth toe. And then bringing your awareness into the back of your body, noticing all the points where the body meets the earth, and sinking into that space where body meets earth. And infusing that space with a warmth. feel yourself and know yourself once more to be held by the ground beneath you. Bring your awareness to the front of the body, or all the bits of the body that are not in contact with the ground. Feel yourself held by the vibrant, life-giving air that surrounds you. And draw in prana, vitality from the air around you into every single cell. Imagine that you can breathe prana through your skin. Every time you inhale through every pore. And every time you exhale through every pore. Rest here with the wisdom of your breath, entering now into a period of silence. And in this silence, attending to yourself, attending to your breath. Relating towards any challenging feelings right now as you would towards a loved one who is suffering. And in this attending and tending, knowing that there is company in this silence, and now turn inside towards the breath as you feel it in the inner body, noticing the inner sensations of the breath. And begin to breathe as if you could breathe from the crown of your head all the way down to the tips of the toes. So the inhale moves from the crown all the way down to the toes. And then the exhale washes from the toes all the way up to the crown, as if you're washing the breath through the whole body. Inhaling from the crown to the toes and then exhaling from the toes back to the crown. The breath washing through you like a cleansing wave. Imagine the breath just dissolving any heaviness, lifting whatever it is you've been carrying around with you. And bathing you in healing energy. And now breathe as if you could breathe from your nostrils down to the heart space. Inhaling from the nostrils to the heart space and then exhaling from the heart space back to the nostrils. A very gentle and tender breath. Imagining the breath to be bathing you in compassion. Just leaning in ever so gently with your breath. And now bring your awareness to rest at the point just in between the eyebrows, set back about 2 inches from the front of the forehead towards the center of the head. And here picture yourself however you are right now, bathing, surrounding yourself in your kind and loving attention. And in your mind's eye, gather around you all the people you have ever loved. One by one, drawing them into your circle. And have those people around you also breathing. And know that they will always be here. That this network of love and support will always be around you wherever you go. Whether those loved ones are physically here or not, you'll always have them with you. It's time for our sankalpa or our intention. So we're going to state our sankalpa, which is like an affirmation. If you have an affirmation that you like to use, then you can say your word or your phrase now. If you are not sure what to say, you could say, I don't have to do this on my own. I don't have to do this on my own. Repeat your sankalpa 3 times. And now come back to the feeling of the body and the earth. The body in contact with the earth, in relationship with the earth. Send some tendrils of awareness into the space around you, becoming aware now of the room around you. Visualizing the room. begin to very gently deepen your inhale, just lending the inhale a little bit more energy, a little more brightness. And you can continue to rest here, or if it's time for you to move on with the rest of your day, then very, very gently make the movements you need to make to come back and transition with great care and compassion into the rest of your day. And take care of yourself. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Namaste.